Welcome to your Saga Oasis. All of us desires to love and be loved. It's a natural and special human need. However, some people exploit this need for their own gain, manipulating the emotions of others and causing them to become dependent. Psychological manipulation is a broad issue that exists in various aspects of life, such as work, family, friends, and social interactions. Therefore, in today's video, we will focus specifically on the aspect of psychological manipulation within romantic relationships. What is psychological manipulation? Psychological manipulation is when someone influences and changes another person's behavior to achieve their own goals, primarily for their own benefit. While influence can be positive or negative, manipulation is always negative because it comes from selfishness and only considers personal gain. How can we tell the difference between manipulation and positive influence? Both manipulation and positive influence are ways one person can affect another's behavior or decisions. However, they differ in their intent and who benefits the most from the actions. For example, if your partner says, "Earning money is tough, so don't waste it. I'll take care of your salary each month," and she genuinely manages the money wisely, helping you save and invest effectively, then you are the one who benefits the most from this. This is a positive influence because the aim is to help you achieve a more stable financial future. On the other hand, if instead of managing the money wisely, your partner spends it on personal shopping and uses it for her own purposes, then she is the one benefiting the most from holding the money. This is manipulation because the goal is not to help you, but to take advantage of you to satisfy her own needs. Of course, this is just a simple example. Real-life situations are much more complex. Sometimes, you won't know someone's true intentions until it's too late. In this video, we will divide psychological manipulation in relationships into two levels: basic and advanced. Basic psychological manipulation. Basic psychological manipulation often stems from instinct or habitual thinking, not sophisticated or careful calculation. Example 1. Instinctual manipulation. When children want a toy and don't get it, they might cry, pretending to be in pain, pitiful, and miserable. Whoever feels sorry for them will buy them the toy. As soon as they get the desired toy, the child will instantly smile as if nothing had happened. As adults, people can apply the same tactic by playing the victim to make indirect demands. This type of manipulation is extremely common, and you may encounter it frequently. For instance, your partner might say, "Do you know how stressful my day has been? Why are you making me do household chores?" A more intense form of victimization to manipulate is threatening self-harm. They might say, "If you leave me, I'll end my own life." Below is a story from the book, Why Do You Do This? By Michelle Moore. The main female character often felt lonely and had to endure the hardships of working multiple jobs to make ends meet. One day, she happened to meet the male lead, a young man with a masculine, strong appearance and a decent job. They met and quickly became close. Just over a month into getting to know each other, they officially became a couple. In the beginning, everything in life seemed wonderful. But later on, he frequently made hurtful remarks and never acknowledged her efforts in both their relationship and her personal life. Whenever she remained silent and tried to make amends through affectionate gestures, he would show remorse and blame himself. This made her feel like she was the one at fault in the relationship. One day, she unexpectedly saw her partner having a cheerful conversation with another woman. Jealousy surged within her, causing her to make a scene. At this point, he turned around and accused her of being controlling and constantly monitoring his every move. When the argument reached its peak, the man pulled out a knife and threatened himself, saying, "If you don't trust me, then take my life." Blood oozed from his neck, creating a dramatic and seemingly romantic situation. But in reality, it was an act of emotional manipulation. He was very clever, as the girl had no clear evidence that he was cheating, so she was made to feel at fault once again. The girl was once more soft and continued to be hurt both physically and emotionally by her partner. Eventually, after a long period of living in torment, self-doubt, and questioning her love, she finally discovered undeniable evidence that he was indeed cheating. At this point, she realized she had to stop. Another example comes from habitual thinking. This often involves outdated societal prejudices imposed on others to manipulate them into doing what one wants. This type of manipulation is very common and easily noticeable around us. Some typical examples include beliefs that women should only focus and handle all household chore, not their careers, or that women should stay at home to take care of children, thus diminishing their value and role in life. There is also the idea that a man who doesn't earn a lot of money or have a successful career is incompetent and useless, putting pressure on men to succeed financially to be respected. Additionally, the belief that a husband who doesn't give all his salary to his wife is untrustworthy and worthless imposes that a husband must hand over all his income to his wife for management. Advanced psychological manipulation. Advanced psychological manipulation can be divided into 4 types. Type 1, lying. Psychological manipulation in love can start with the smallest lies, such as, "She and I are just friends," to the most blatant ones, like your partner saying, "I'm in a lot of debt and might lose everything if I can't pay off this loan. I need your financial help to get through this tough time." In reality, he is not in any financial trouble, but just wants to exploit you for money. He uses your empathy and concern to benefit himself. Another example is when he says, "I have a heart condition, and if we break up, I might be so devastated that I could have a heart attack at any moment. I need you by my side, caring for and loving me every day." In reality, your partner is perfectly healthy and uses this lie to keep you by his side, making you afraid to leave because you fear for his safety. This is a serious form of manipulation, exploiting your compassion and love to control the relationship. Type 2, concept switching. When lies are no longer effective, manipulators often turn to the technique of concept switching. This is an advanced level of psychological manipulation. For example, they might say, "I was just texting her, not sleeping with her. So how can you say I'm cheating?" Even they are, if caught in bed with someone else, they might still argue, "Yes, I slept with her, but it was just a physical transaction with no emotional involvement. So how can you call it cheating?" In all these cases, the manipulator constantly changes definitions to justify their behavior. Additionally, they use the technique of issue switching, which involves constantly changing the topic to confuse the other person. For example, if you confront him about cheating and present evidence from his messages, he might respond, "Who gave you the right to go through my phone? Do you know this is a serious invasion of privacy? I can't believe you are such an untrustworthy person." By shifting the conversation to your invasion of his privacy, he makes you feel like you are the one in the wrong. 3. Attacking the opponent's weakness. When concept switching techniques fail, manipulators often resort to attacking their opponent's weaknesses. This is an advanced level of psychological manipulation, where sensitive information you've shared is used against you to control you. For example, early in the relationship, you might have shared that you have few friends and find it difficult to get close to others. Later on, they might use this information to attack you. You think negatively, so no one wants to be friends with you. That's why you have so few friends. You don't know how to socialize like I do, so you doubt me. Look at yourself. Do you think you're worth anything? When he repeatedly says these things about you, they start to embed in your subconscious, and you begin to believe his words are true. Or he knows you are a picky eater and only enjoy certain dishes. Occasionally, he will cook those dishes really well, making you feel happy and special. Then say, "Who else would pamper you like this? Who understands your taste and cooks as well as I do? I love you so much, that's why I cook delicious food for you. No one else would tolerate your picky eating habits." These words make you trust and idolize him. Later, whenever he makes a mistake, you will see it as minor because he has good sides too. You'll think, everyone makes mistakes. What's important is maintaining this relationship because he loves me. When you forgive his minor mistakes, you gradually forgive more significant ones, and your love turns into dependence. Eventually, you become trapped in a cycle of blind devotion. 4. Attacking the weakness in your relationship. Instead of targeting your personal weaknesses, they attack the weaknesses in your relationship. Long-term relationships that lack positive results, or where both partners aren't growing together or are growing apart, are often prone to psychological manipulation. The manipulator uses a particular weakness to continuously influence your mind. Whenever you think about leaving, they make you dwell on that weakness, causing you to feel you are always in the wrong and making you doubt yourself. If you are financially or emotionally dependent on the other person, the situation can become even worse. For example, consider the story of the girl and the bottle of fish sauce. She shared, "I'm a student. While my boyfriend has already started working, I feel uneasy whenever he gives me money because he always brings it up repeatedly as if he's doing me a big favor. Like yesterday, I ran out of fish sauce and asked him to buy some for me. He bought it and sent me a picture of the receipt, saying it was just $15 and that he was giving it to me as a gift. I thanked him, but since then, he keeps mentioning it, saying things like, 'Prices are high these days. The fish sauce I bought was $15. It used to be $10. Or, "You're really lucky. Who else takes care of you down to buying fish sauce?' When I offered to pay him back, he dismissed it, saying it was a gift and I shouldn't worry. I feel very uncomfortable. I'm always grateful for what I receive, but if he keeps acting this way, I feel like I'm indebted." Manipulators will do everything they can to make you feel like you can't live without them. They will pay for your expenses, buy you gifts, compliment you, pamper you, and praise you excessively, saying things like, "I've never met anyone who understands me like you do. You're so different from any other girl I've ever met," making you feel special when you're with them. Gradually, everything in your life becomes controlled by them and has to follow their terms. How to avoid being manipulated. To avoid being manipulated, you need to stay proactive, have varied experiences, and maintain a clear understanding of yourself. Knowing what you want will help you stay firm when facing psychological influences. When getting to know someone, give yourself enough time to understand them well. If there are suspicious signs, focus on uncovering whether the person is a manipulator or lying to cover something up. Don't rush to trust. Observe carefully first. Manipulators often praise you from your appearance to your everyday gestures, but their actions may be problematic. Assess whether they are truly willing to act for your benefit. Someone who genuinely cares about you will not only speak, but also act consistently to prove it. Bring them to meet your friends and family and observe how they interact with others. Truly trustworthy people will maintain consistency in their behavior and words. Second, understanding the nature of manipulation. The essence of manipulation is to gain benefits, so psychological manipulation in a relationship is essentially a result of conflicting interests. This is especially challenging because everyone has their own personal interests, preferences, and desires, which can change over time. However, you can avoid manipulation if two conditions are met throughout the relationship. Both parties have shared interests or know how to balance their interests, and both must be free to share and express their desires equally without fear of judgment or criticism. For example, if a wife wants to spend more time caring for their young children, but still wants to maintain part of her job, while the husband also wants to focus on developing his career, they need to sit down and discuss to find a harmonious solution. It could be that the husband takes care of the children on weekends so the wife has some time to work, or the wife will receive family support and opportunities to pursue her career once the children are older. By doing so, they will respect and compromise, balancing each other's interests. If both parties' interests are ensured, there would be no need for manipulation, right? Therefore, in today's complex era of relationships, recognizing manipulative behaviors and understanding how they affect one's physical and mental well-being is a crucial skill. Through this video, we hope you will learn how to protect yourself from unhealthy behaviors in your relationships. It's the end of the video. Thank you for joining us today. And don't miss out on more videos from us by subscribing and turning on the notification bell icon.